Hello. I hope that this time you can reach my voice well. This time I'm going to ask you to check and confirm me. Hello. Okay, that's all right. This is fine. You can remark your attendance, and this time the voice is reaching well. I have checked that. Thank you so much, Maha. I'm going to restart. May restart the round or going to be sharing the link with you. Okay, here we go again. Actually, I was going to talk about that how tenses work in English, how what is the relationship of tenses and why we are taught. So the first thing that we need to understand as a student or as a teacher that why we are taught tenses, why there is the need for tenses. Tenses is like a structure of a house which is need or which is required for students to learn the basics of any language. If you know the coordination between action and time, then you study tenses. This is the simplest definition of tenses, that when an action works with the टाइम कोई भी एक्शन जो है वो टाइम टाइम के साथ उसको आप कोऑर्डिनेट करेंगे तो वो दैट बिकम्स द पार्ट ऑफ योर बेसिकली एक्टिविटी जो आपकी एक्टिविटी का पार्ट बन जाता है एनीवेज सो the presentation that I'm going to share with you on the screen right now that will actually cover that how tenses work and particularly in certain domains how that works actually. You can read this quotation. It's very interesting. The word no, how many of you know the word nostalgia meaning? Nostalgia refers to the things of the past that refers to the past activity. But actually now we are looking at in the present and we are being basically uh, we are actually being or we are considered to be happy and as well as sad. Okay, nostalgia level. Nostalgia is like a grammar lesson. You find present tense means your present is tensed. Okay, and the past is perfect, and you think that the past was better. So now this is just a simple quotation. Now we are going to look at. Okay, now that's the first example you have in front of you. When the king was a puppy, he chewed toys and furniture. Now that he is an adult, he wanted to chew the mail courier most of the time. What is the problem with this sentence? Okay, the problem lies with the previous. Now that he is an adult, he wanted to chew or he wants. Wanted is a problem because there is a continuation of present tense. It's called the continuation of the present tense. Want is the right word. But now, what is the difference between want and wanting, and why do we have this tenses shift? हमारे ये tenses shift क्यों होता है? Why do we work like that? Why do we have such tenses shift? That's what I'm going to discuss with you. That in the kind of application that we have, or the kind of activities that we do on tenses, on the basis of tenses, they require different context. ये context required करते हैं. अब वो context कैसे develop होते हैं कि for all tenses we have the different context. हर tenses का हमारे पास कोई ना कोई different context मौजूद होता है. Okay. The first one is the present tense. And in the present tense, in the present tense, the first tense we have is simple tense. The simple tense actually works like this: subject plus verb plus rest of the sentence. Dot dot dot. Okay. Now, what is meant by subject and verb? Or even if we have the verb, we have to add s and es. Why do we do that? उसको कैसे handle करते हैं? For example, we study here in Karachi. Whenever we talk about an action that happens in frequency, such as daily, such as normally, such as weekly, such as monthly, such as normally means generally. We use the just give me a moment. Can you see now? Okay. Are you able to see that now? So just when we talk about any activity that comes, that happens on interval basis, that happens and finishes, we talk about basically present indefinite tense. That's present simple tense. Because all the activities, all the general activities, phenomena, everything that works, okay, that works because we have to find out that these activity happens in certain, frequency, that happens and finishes, happens and finish, happens and finish. Such as I'm going to share some examples with you through the book that I shared with you, and then you can easily get it. So that's basically the structure that I ask you to go through. And now I'm going to share with you the screen. That's of simple present tense. Okay. Now the same book I am right now, and you can see that what is simple present tense. Alex is a bus driver. He's now in bed. He's not driving a bus. Okay, he's not driving a bus means uh, you're actually talking about uh, an activity that happens, but they may not. May not be happening right now. So if you can see the examples, uh, but he drives a bus. He's a bus driver. He drives. He works. He does. Is the present simple tense. With he, she, it. With third person pronouns, you can see that he, she, it, or singular noun. With singular noun, such as walking, playing, or any activity, uh, we use simple present tense, s or es. That's the layout that you have now. And with this activity, Alex is a bus driver, but now he's in bed. He's not driving a bus. He's asleep. You can see that present simple tense talk about an action that happens and finishes on an everyday basis. For example, these are the examples here. Nurses look after patients in hospital. I usually go away at weekends. The earth goes around the sun. The cafe opens at 7:30 in the morning. It means that things happen and finish, but they happen on certain interval. Okay, they happen one by one, one by one, one by one. In the same way, you can see the further examples in here, and in present simple tense, with he, she, it, they use I work, he works, you go, it goes, they teach, my sister teaches, I have, he has. So you need to be worried about, okay, you need to be worried about, or you need to be working on the basis of what, when you have the singular pronoun or personal pronoun. I hope my voice is clear now. Okay, when you use the singular pronoun and personal pronoun, you use words with s and es. आप s और es के साथ यूज करते हैं. जब आप when you talk about कोई भी एक्टिविटी की आप बात करते हैं, जैसे कि for example, something people do in their culture. Then you talk about culture. जब हम culture की बात करते हैं, तो expressing culture is also one of the activities. Expressing culture and activities, they are important. Now, what do we do when we talk about culture and different activities? We use the word, for example, people celebrate. Okay, people celebrate culture, they talk, they greet each other. So the actual context is that we use present simple tense when we talk about an action that happens and finish, and action that happens on frequent basis. They say, I come from Canada, where do you come from? I go away very often. What does this word mean? Rice does not grow in the cold climate. So that happened. This is how these work. For example, you have the exercise in front of you. Exercise number 1. So you can see that exercise number 1. If I tell you to look at the exercise number 1, the first sentence is Tanya speaks the language. Okay, Tanya speaks the language or German very well. Tanya speaks German very well. Ben and Jack dash to the same school. Ben and Jack go to the same school. Go to the same school. Okay. Okay. And then we have bad driving dash many accident. Bad driving dash many accidents. Bad driving causes many accidents. So you have first go. That's here. It's the word go. Ben and Jack go. दूसरा है bad driving causes. Number 2 is causes with S for ES. Then we have then the museum closes, yeah, opens at 4 o'clock on Sunday. The museum closes. Bad driving and museum are the singular words. They are singular words. बेटा मैंने चेक कर लिया. आई थिंक मेरी आवाज़ क्लियर है. मैंने दूसरी दफ़ा चेक कर लिया इसको. So the voice is clear. दूसरी थिंग, the second thing is that जो प्रॉपर टेंसेस का एक लेक्चर है, मैंने उसको जो है वो बना दिया. वो मैंने LMS पे शेयर कर दूंगा, तो आप वो भी दोबारा देख सकते हैं कि हाउ द टेंसेस वर्क एंड हाउ आई विल आस्क यू टू वर्क इट ऑन. आपने कैसे इस पे काम करना है. Okay. The museum closes at 4 o'clock. My parents dash in a very small flat. My parents live in a very small flat. Okay, the Olympic Games take place. Olympic Games है, singular नहीं है, तो take place. Panama Canal dash, Panama Canal connects. Okay, I'm writing these words in the context as well, so that you could find out. First answer is go. Then we have bad driving causes. Then we have museum closes. Then we have parents live. Then we have Olympic Games take place. And last we have Panama Canal connects. Okay, so these are the journal happening. Then we express them with the help of present indefinite tense that this happens. Now, what do we use it? How do we personally use these happenings? I mean, personal happenings को कैसे इस्तेमाल करते हैं? We use these personal happenings with the help of when we talk about our daily routine. Okay, what do we do? When we talk about, I'm writing in the comment so you can see that. When we express our daily routine, we use present simple tense. That's quite often. When we talk about our, for example, the activities that we have on the basis of our weekly actions. For example, we can talk about our hobbies and leisure. We can talk about our habits, okay, our feelings and thoughts. जब भी हम अपनी फीलिंग्स और थॉट को वो करेंगे, एक्सप्रेस करेंगे, वी विल यूज सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस. इट्स ओके अगर एलएमएस एक्टिवेट नहीं हुआ है तो मैं उसके जो है ड्राइव लिंक आपसे शेयर कर लूँगा व्हाट्सएप पे, जैसे मैंने बुक शेयर की है. इन द सेम वे आई विल शेयर द ड्राइव लिंक्स विद यू. I don't know why you are not able to see the screen because on my uh, other screen I can hear it well, I can see it well. I don't know why you are not able to see the screen because on my other screen I can hear it well, I can see it well. Or if you are using it on cell phone, then you have to broaden your screen. आपने screen को broad करना है और थोड़ा सा blur रहेगा cell phone पर. And therefore I'm also reading. हाँ. Therefore I'm also. And I would advise you to join on through laptop as well. And if it's still it is blur, then you can see the book that I've shared with you. Or you can change the video quality that you have. Okay. Now I would ask you to write the sentences in the comment from exercise 2.2. The first sentence is from 2.2. We have, what time dash the bank close here? अच्छा, that's quite simple. कि जब भी हम अगर हम अपनी पूरी अंग्रेजी पूरी इंग्लिश को ट्रांसलेट करें जो हम रोजाना बोलते हैं, why I focus on simple present tense? Because I think that 70% of our English is basically is depending on present simple tense. अगर आप कोई भी एक्सप्रेशन लिखें, कोई भी आप एक्टिविटी लिखना शुरू करें, आप पैराग्राफ राइटिंग करना शुरू करें, तो these paragraph writing is basically on the basis of this is actually based on present simple tense. क्योंकि आप जितनी भी चीज़ों को एक्सप्रेशन आप एक्सप्रेस करेंगे वो प्रेजेंट इंडेफिनिट टेंस पे आएंगे. सिंगुलर के साथ प्लूरल के साथ क्या लगता है? सिंगुलर के साथ s or es, with he, with she, with it, with simple activity like such as uh, my business. Okay, the verb will be like that. generates slash does slash has. That is, I pointed out in the comment. मैंने comment में point out कर दिया इसका कि this is how with he, she, and business and it we use simple present tense s or es. दूसरा हमारे पास uh, and the second we have what do we have that we actually have the exercise with us, and the exercise says that the first sentence, if you have your books open, अगर आपने अपनी वो books open करनी है, you can see the first exercise, the exercise 2.2. 2.2 says that Beta Ahmed, I've just said that we use S and ES when we have the subject which is singular or third person singular. Okay, for example, when we are talking about others and others are singular with S or ES. Like for example, I'm writing Mars dash has places of water. Now what should be the answer? Is it has or have? You can see it in the comment. Now I ask you in a comment. Mars is the name of a planet. So with planet, will you have has? No. Yes, has. Has. Mars is a singular planet. People often now what is the question? Is it talks about, or talk? Now, with my second question. Our discussion never dash before any argument. Now my next sentence, wait for my next sentence. Is it last or lasts? Beta, discussion is a singular object. Discussion is a singular object. It will always take lasts. Our discussion lasts. Our discussion never lasts. S आएगा इसके अंदर. Our discussion never lasts. Now, I would advise you to go through the book Unit 2, 1, 2, and 3. They are important from the book. Okay, and tomorrow you will be provided with the recorded video of all tenses and how they work. ये मैं आपको tenses की खास और present tense की with a lot of examples. I'll provide you with that, and you can see that where you can take this YouTube lecture in relation to that or recorded video, and that will help you. Okay, right now it's Azan time, so you may leave for Azan. Thank you.